If you clicked on this video, I just want you to know that it's gonna be okay. It's not the end of the world, and I've been in the exact same position that you're in right now. My name is Kriti, and I went to Columbia University in New York City, and I used to be pre-med. I ended up graduating with a degree in business and psychology, and now I work in finance, but for a few years I did struggle with taking 2 to 3 years of pre-med coursework and struggling with my identity as a pre-med, so I'm here to help. I spent 2 years doing biochem, all of that, and I also spent an entire summer shadowing a cardiologist, ophthalmologist, orthopedic surgeon, and a family doctor. So it was the most useful summer of my life, but after that, I kind of realized that that's not something I was interested in anymore. I was really doing it because I wanted stability and wanted to be better off financially, and that wasn't a good enough reason to get you through years and years of medical school and internships and residency. So here I am today. I still get a lot of messages on LinkedIn asking how I transitioned successfully out of pre-med into a completely different area. And I thought it would be really useful for me to make this video because I wish I had something like this to reference when I was transitioning out of pre-med as well. In this video, I'll be talking about number 1, who this video is actually for, number 2, common reasons people hesitate with the decision of dropping out of pre-med, and number 3, what you can do now to open up your options outside of medical school. So let's start. Who is this video for? This video is not to demotivate you. If you're 100% committed to being a doctor, then this video isn't for you. I truly believe that even if you don't have the best grades or the MCAT score, but you still want to be a doctor, I think you can totally do that. Maybe do a post-bac program or consider medical school options that, maybe it's not the best medical school out there, but it will still get you to where you want to be. This video is not meant to hate on doctors. I love doctors. I think we really need them. Rather, this is for the pre-med students who don't want to be doctors anymore, but they've done X amount of years of coursework in the pre-med curriculum and are looking for ways to transition out of it. If you just don't know if you want to go to medical school, but now you're 1, 2, 3, or 4 years in and you don't know what to do and you're feeling stuck, then this video is for you. I just want to emphasize that this is a really common experience, especially if you grew up in a community that idolized careers like the doctor path, engineering path, or lawyer path. I have a ton of friends who are in the same boat, and we're all doing good on the flip side now. So what is the reason that you're thinking about leaving pre-med? It could be the grades. These classes, heavy science classes like chem, bio, OChem, are very difficult, and if you're already struggling to transition into college, this could be a really tough point for you. Number 2 is MCAT. Maybe you've taken the MCAT a few times and your score is not hitting, or you're just afraid of taking a test that is hours long. A lot of people get demotivated once they get to this point of the application process. Number 3, expenses. Medical school is really expensive and it might not be the best decision for you financially. It's completely normal to want financial security and flexibility after graduating college, and there's a lot of career paths that can gear towards that as well. Number 4, time. You're not motivated enough to spend the time required to be a doctor, which is completely okay because it requires 4 years of medical school, maybe a gap year or 2 or 3, residency, internships. It gets to be a lot. Number 5, you're just not interested anymore. Maybe this was your parents' dream and not your dream. Regardless, it's just not something that appeals to you anymore. So now what? How are you going to make this transition? Take a second to think about what drew you to healthcare in the first place. Is there a way that you can still fulfill that interest? For me, I was interested in learning about business and finance, so I interned at a startup called AdhereTech. AdhereTech was a medtech company that built a smart pill bottle so people would take their medication on time. Every time you needed to take your medication, it would ring, the smart pill bottle would light up and ring. I know it's been 6 years since I've done that internship, so I'm sure there's a lot more solutions for this now. I really enjoyed getting to learn about the business process by still working at a healthcare company or a healthcare focused company. So what about you? What about being a doctor appealed to you? Do you still want to stay in healthcare? Maybe you could go to pharmacy school. You could be a registered nurse. You could be a physician's assistant. There are so many other areas in the healthcare spectrum that you could focus on. Do you like discussing healthcare policies? Maybe you could get your master's in public health. It's called an MPH. I know a friend of mine who did that as well. Do you like the science and the research aspect? Maybe you did really enjoy the bio and chem classes and you can go down the research and the clinical research path, or just end up getting your PhD, which is super cool. Do you like the part of being a doctor where you're helping and talking to people? Have you considered being a therapist or coaching people or counseling people? Maybe you like the holistic approach to medicine and the natural remedies path. You could go down the route of being a DO. You could be a nutritionist. You can go into kinesiology. You can be a physical therapist. Do you want to make a lot of money or a good amount of money? This was my reason, and it's always not the best reason if you want to be a doctor, very candidly. While doctors are highly respected and well compensated, there are a ton of other career paths that are more catered towards generating wealth. Maybe you want stability. Stability is very hard to come by in today's world. There's always that 1% chance that you get a malpractice claim or you don't match into residency. The best way to create stability for yourself is to build a skill set and or to own some sort of a business. So for example, if you ended up going down that pharmacy route, you could buy your own pharmacy or open up your own pharmacy shop, and then you could open up a few more. So there's always other ways of building that sort of wealth for yourself. There are a ton of healthcare companies that you can be a part of. You could be on the operations side, the sales side, the software engineering side, but still be working at any sort of a healthcare company. For example, you could work at a biotech company. They're often hiring people in the research and development space, quality control. Medtech companies are always looking for sales associates. So you can still tangentially remain connected to the healthcare space. So now, once you figure out why you wanted to leave the pre-med track and why you are interested in being a doctor in the first place, you need to do two things. Number one, you need to get clarity. You need to figure out what your next move is going to be. You don't need to get 100% clarity on what you're going to be doing for the next 40 years. You just need enough information for your next step. Ask yourself questions like, what did you like about the medical school path? What did you not like? And how can you optimize for what you did like about it and minimize for what you disliked about it? And number two, take action. You need to join a club or a community or an interest group or do an internship in the area that you're interested in exploring next. I know time probably feels limited, but try to explore new things and talk to new people to help you feel unstuck. Wherever you go from here, just know that taking charge of your own path is already a huge win. If you have any other questions or if there's any other ways that I could be helpful, feel free to leave a comment below, and thanks so much for watching.